Hello, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer coming to you from Charleston, South Carolina, and joining me is my wonderful, beautiful co-host and college roommate, Kelli.
Stop. You're so sweet. I'm Kelli Busby, former radio host and current volleyball mom, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, the fabulous Sarah and I hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio. And we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo.
Today we'll be discussing the Below Deck Med Season 9 finale, Happily Ever Aft.
Here's your recap. The crew wraps up the charter season successfully. Captain Sandy proposes to Leah with help from the crew. Everyone is overserved on the last night out, and Joe goes to bed alone. We see a few minutes of Sandy and Leah's wedding day. So, Sarah, how many shackles do you give this episode?
I'm going to ask for 10 shackles in the water.
All right.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
My only note is that the wedding should have been a separate episode.
Absolutely.
They should have totally done a wedding day special. I think we had like 2.5 minutes of the wedding day.
And it was
not
quick.
Enough.
It was fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So the episode begins with Aisha talking to Ellie, and can we talk about how shocked Ellie is, like that look on her face?
What? What do you mean?
Yeah. And do you agree with Aisha that Ellie is very calculated?
100% yes. Yes. See, I don't know how many bonjour. No, I don't know how many yeah. I'm trying to think of like different ways to say yes, but absolutely.
Oui.
Her reaction was not believable at all. It was so forced. But she's 100% calculated. Everything she did, she wants to be a chief stew. So of course she's going to have a plan in place.
Yeah. In her green screen, Ellie says she was trying to show Aisha her leadership skills. And so she wants, to get that chief stew recommendation. So that's why she was kind of doing some things that were Aisha's job.
I lost it when she said that she wanted a recommendation. I mean, you have to admit though, like her confidence is on another level.
It is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there was a tweet that said, like, when you're feeling down about yourself, ask, what would Ellie say about herself? Or something like that. Okay, here's my take. I don't think Ellie wants to be chief stew.
No?
I know previously she's worked as a yoga instructor on yachts, and she's very into the influencing and her OnlyFans situation.
Okay.
I think her interest in chief stew is just for the show. I don't think she really wants a career in yachting in that way. No, it's just for the show.
That's a good point. I do think, though, she does like the ability to tell people what to do so that the job gets done, and then she doesn't get dirty or messy or sweaty, but she gets the praise for the job being done.
Right. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
So the crew has gotten into this Greek theme for dinner, and now it's time for the drag queens up top, and it looks like a really fun party. And I really like the hard cuts that the editors did between Carrie and Ellie downstairs, no fun, and upstairs, fun, no fun.
Upstairs, downstairs, fun, no fun. Yeah. No, it was the best editing, and everyone was just having so much fun. They didn't even cut to Brie because she was in laundry the whole time. Right. So they were like, well, that's fine. But Jono was just having fun. Just he was humming while he was having snacks and stuff. He was just in a good spot.
Yeah, for sure. And the crew really seems to like these guests a lot. Like they really had a good time. So it was a good charter to end on.
Yes.
So Ellie makes some lemon drops. Now, lemon drops are some of our faves.
Absolutely.
For me, this is the fastest way to get schnockered if I should decide to do that. Especially if Ellie is making them, because it appears to just be straight vodka.
Yes. If you make it right, it's a very sticky drink. So good memories that we've had on those, the very good hangovers to go along with those memories. But for those of you at home, so it can be made as a drink or a shot. So I have the recipe for the drink, but I mean, you can make it as a shot, just pour it in a couple glasses. There's a couple So here's the recipe. I always go to liquor.com. It's the best place, in my opinion, for recipes because it's not to a specific brand.
Mm-hmm.
So here you go. Write it down. 2 ounces of vodka, a half an ounce of triple sec, which is what will make it cloudy, along with an ounce
Okay.
of freshly squeezed lime juice. Strike that. Lemon juice, because we're making lemon drops. Hello, Kelly.
Carcass out.
Carcass out. Absolutely. 1 ounce of simple syrup, and then you're going to garnish it with the sugar rim. So that's where it gets sticky because you got the simple syrup and then the triple sec. My
Yes.
God, that is so good.
It's so good.
I don't like
It's
vodka,
delicious.
but I love lemon drops.
I think we had lemon drops not only in our dorm room more than once, but also and like on my desk, so everything was very sticky.
Yes, yes.
But also, I think when we went to Windsor, Canada, because the legal drinking age there was 19.
But I think what they did with the vodka is they just like passed it by like the glass. Like we didn't even really get a full shot or anything. It was just like the essence of vodka.
Yes.
Oh, love
So
it.
Aisha talks to Gael and Joe about the proposal that's happening tomorrow, and they're all very excited to be asked to be involved.
It's getting so real now. Oh, I'm so
I know they've been teasing
excited.
it all season.
Yeah.
I love the Greek drag queens wandering around the boat afterwards. They're trying to find their way out. Can someone not just show them out?
Wasn't Ian supposed to be showing them around?
Probably.
Yeah.
Someone should have been assigned to helping them.
Yeah.
The guests ask Carrie who she would sleep with from the crew, and she says, well, probably Joe. And then they're just really teasing her,
Right,
and
right.
Ellie has steam coming out of her ears.
It was like, okay, so you say that. It reminds me of like on the Bugs Bunny cartoons with Yosemite Sam, and he gets all frustrated and just
Yeah.
like she's so upset and she's not very good at hiding it. And if she would just like,
Yes. Girls are so quick to lay claim to a guy on these shows. I'm like, nobody owns anybody. Like, just relax.
it's not like they even did more than just make out that one
Yeah,
time.
they made out a couple times.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, thank God this is going to be over
next
soon.
day. This is the last day of the season.
Woohoo!
Bree reminds us that she's never made it through a season without being fired. Good job, I guess.
Well done, Bree. She has come a long way this charter season. And now she will forever be known as the Queen of Laundry. She should write a book.
Okay.
The Struggles of Laundry.
The Struggles of Laundry. A memoir.
A memoir.
So Joe is really smitten with Carrie, and tonight is his last chance to put the moves on her, so to speak. And Carrie admits that she does have a little curiosity about him, and she knows it will ruin whatever friendship she has with Ellie. Friendship. She hates you, girl. Go for it.
What is she talking about?
Yeah, just know that he's moving on to the next one tomorrow.
That's true. He's such a flirt. And yes, Carrie, girl, it's your turn. Go get some. Get some. Have fun.
Leah is waiting on the dock as the boat comes in, and she thinks that Sandy's just taking her on a date tomorrow. Like, that's what she thinks has
so
planned.
Exciting.
The guests eat breakfast. They pack. Time to leave. Get out of here, guys. We're ready for this proposal.
Right, exactly.
Final tip meeting. Captain Sandy commends Jono on finishing the season strong and comments about how calm he was, no yelling. This is a rarity with chefs. We've seen that.
Absolutely.
And she thinks with some more training, like he will really go places.
It really is a wonderful quality that he has. And especially the fact that he's a chef and a creative person, like they don't generally have patience. And so that will make him very unique in the world. So well done.
Yes. And from his Instagram, I see he's still working as a yacht chef. So good for him. So Sandy tells the crew she wants them all there for the proposal, and each person ends up walking away with over $16,000 in tips for the season.
Bad for 6 weeks of work. Well done.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
So the crew cleans up the boat. Gail pops a pimple for Nathan. That's love, by the way. That
Yes,
is
it is.
love.
Do you ever do that for Bill?
Yes, and vice versa. So
Love
Aisha
it.
and her team meet the event planners that are getting things going down at the proposal site. And that location is like super cool.
So beautiful. What a perfect spot for such a like momentous occasion for them. It'll be so
Mm-hmm.
memorable. And I really like how said she picked Joe, Gail, and Carrie because they're quick with setup. And so
Yeah.
she picked them, and it just reminded me of beginning of the season. Joe and Gail got dropped off at the beach to set up the beach picnic by themselves. You remember? And they had to like
Yes.
hustle back and
They
forth,
had to
and they just
carry
got
all
it
that
done.
stuff.
And they didn't have any water, like horrible.
Oh
So
gosh, that was awful.
yeah,
Ian really dropped the ball.
yeah,
So Leah arrives at the boat, and Sandy's in this shiny vest with her signature white pants. And then
ready.
in the van on the way to watch the proposal, Ellie starts in complaining to everyone about Aisha and Carrie, Carrie taking away jobs from her. And I was thinking, enough of this girl. The season is over. Can we just have some fun? And
Yeah,
also, there's a professional event planner involved in this proposal. Like, they didn't need you to do the tablescape.
no. Well, here's the other thing. They all got the same amount of tip. So
Yeah.
like enjoy the ride, man. Sit back, let it happen. But
Yeah.
everyone in the car is over Ellie too. Like they're all just
Oh, yeah.
scrolling or looking out the window and like rolling their eyes. But
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Ellie thinks as she's watching these episodes back.
I think she'd probably double down and
That's
think
true.
she's still in the right, if I had to guess. So the crew goes to their watching spot, and Leah
Sure.
and Sandy meet Joe in the tender. And Joe's struggling to get off the dock because of the wind. And then there's that dreaded sound of the engine cutting out as a line wraps around the prop,
Yeah.
actually, both props. And it's so bad that he has to use a knife to cut the lines off. I think it takes at least 10 minutes.
Oh,
And Captain Sandy tells him, it's not your fault. There are lines everywhere in the water in this marina. But
yeah.
Sandy's getting stressed because it's like 30 minutes until sunset. The sun waits for no one. And he finally gets the props clear. And I was thinking, drive like the wind, Joe.
Well done, Joe. He was so calm and focused and collected, and he
Mm-hmm.
was just getting it done to make sure that Captain Sandy and Leah get to where they need to be. And so it was neat to see him just so focused.
Yeah. Thank goodness. So they make it to the spot, and Leah had to know this was coming, right? She's
Oh,
like,
for sure.
violence?
She knew something was
Um,
up. She had to.
yeah. So right away they sit down and eat cheese, and it's so windy out there on the beach. And Sandy reminds Leah of a list she made about the perfect person for her. And then she gets down on one knee and asks Leah to marry her. This is beautiful. The whole crew is cheering.
Oh, from up high too. It was so cute. It's like they
Mm-hmm.
all jumped up out of nowhere. I
Leah
absolutely loved
says,
all
"Who
of
is
this.
that?"
What was happening? The proposal was awesome. The lead up to the proposal was so cute. So Leah was so very romantic and Sandy, I did good. And Leah said, you did. Oh, so cute. So cute.
Yeah, I
Love it.
loved it. So the crew goes out one last time, and in the van, Nathan tells Aisha about Ellie's sheet talking earlier in the
Uh-huh.
car. And Joe and Carrie are flirty in the van, and this really sets Bree off.
She like freaked out trying to get everyone out of the car, like out of her row.
Yeah.
She was like, go, go. Good gravy. Like, don't hurt
So
people.
everyone's letting loose at the club. They're drinking, they're
Yeah.
dancing. Gail and Nathan are in love, and Carrie is asking Joe, like, "Hey, let's get out of here."
Yeah.
And so then they go to the bands, and Joe tells Carrie he wants to drop anchor with her.
Could this be the episode where someone from this season gets to drop anchor? I was kind of hopeful. Or at least, I mean,
Maybe.
yeah, you never know. I don't know. I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't shown. There's a very clear divide in the
Yeah.
vans. We have Ian, Jono, Ellie, and Bree in one. This is the not fun van.
Right.
And then we have the Joe, Gail, Nathan, Carrie, and Aisha fun van. And Ian is really annoying the girls. They're like, shut up.
Yeah. Ellie tells him, she's, shut up, Ian. It's like, rude. Don't burst his bubble because you're in a poopy mood. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
So most everyone is wasted. Aisha looks like she's in pain, like walking up the gangplank back to the boat.
Yeah.
Joe looks like he doesn't know where he is. Carrie can hardly walk.
What happened? Like, usually they
They
show them taking all of
really
the
let
drinks.
loose.
They did not. I mean, it hit them hard, whatever it was.
Yeah. So Joe and Carrie are in Joe and Nathan's room, and Joe says, I just want to die alone. Probably will.
I've had that feeling after too many lemon drops.
Nathan says he and Gail are going to sleep in the guest cabin because of some funny business going on in his cabin.
Right. Yeah.
And Joe and Carrie are bumbling around in the bathroom, and Carrie realizes he is so wasted, nothing is going to happen tonight in the dropping anchor department.
Carrie says, Joe sure knows how to woo a lady.
We've seen this before.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if there had been cameras on us back in our wasted drinking days in college?
Yeah.
Yikes.
It was bad enough that we have the photos we do have, but thank goodness for being in college in the 1900s.
The next day, Sandy asks Aisha to wake everybody up really loudly, and everyone starts departing, saying their goodbyes to Captain Sandy. I really loved that green screen with Joe and Nathan, and you can hardly understand anything that Joe says.
Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. I just thought it was great. I have no idea, like you said, I have no idea what he said, but it just made me smile.
Sandy tells Nathan she'd love to have him back. I could see him being on another season, don't you think?
Yeah.
And she tells Gail if she's serious about this career, like she could really go places and she'd make a great captain someday. I think she told Laura that.
Yeah, I mean,
season.
That's a huge compliment for both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Nathan and Gail head off into the sunset together.
So earlier in the episode, I don't know if you caught this. So Gail said she's getting a bit nervous about their traveling together, and she's overthinking a little bit, but she says she's going to have to poop in front of him, which just made me laugh. Like she's really worried about that. And then we learn that Nathan suffers from stinky feet. The smells of a relationship. Like
they're going to get to know each other really well. Okay, so the episode kind of wraps there, but then 8 months later, Sandy and Leah's wedding day in Florida. Yay! And we get to see Norma, we see Aisha, Nadine is the officiant, Chef Dave did the food and the cake, and Kate Chastain's there and she makes a toast. And these two are just so in love. It's aspirational, like kind of love.
Yeah.
And it's once in a lifetime, if you're lucky, type of love. And that's a wrap on season 9.
What a great way to end the season. It was such a high and happy note. And so I was wondering, were they officially married when we saw them at BravoCon, or were they just engaged?
I think just engaged.
Yeah.
I have to go back and see the timeline. I remember
seeing her ring and thinking, holy moly, well done, Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Well, they were engaged, so.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite Below Deck cast members.
So, Kelly, the Sailing Yacht trailer aired last week.
Yes. So
very exciting. It started out and it had this voiceover with Daisy kind of talking about the Colin breakup and how she wants a fresh start this season. They will be in Ibiza. Big like party place in the Med. And we see a lot of fresh faces, a lot of new people. Gary is back. No Colin, which we knew. And it looks like Daisy will find love, or at least lust, this season. And they always show, every season, they show Daisy saying, I'm done. I'm done.
Daisy.
So we're going to get an I'm done moment. And it looks like there's going to be blood. Somebody's going to get fired. So it looks pretty good.
There was a lot of conversations, we'll say, about Gary being shown in the previews. So it should be a very interesting season. I'm excited to see what we've got coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying they're not going to watch because he's on, but I want to remind everyone the incident that took place happened after this season wrap, so it had already been filmed. We think the reason it took so long to come out is they kind of did a re-edit in lieu of kind of things that happened. So I think we'll see less of Gary, but he's still there, and I'm sure he will not be back for another season. But
Sarah, the Traitors won an Emmy for Outstanding Reality Competition. Alan Cumming won for Is it Cumming? Alan Cumming?
I think Cumming.
Okay. Alan Cumming won for Outstanding Host, and they also won for casting. I really think too they should have like is it the wardrobe costume department, because he wins every time.
Oh, well, you know what? Actually, I don't think I guess he probably had a wardrobe person, but
yeah.
Phaedra said they dressed themselves. Like they did their own hair and makeup and all that and stuff.
Well done. And Phaedra's on Dancing with the Stars this season.
I saw that. I haven't watched any clips, so I'm wondering how she's doing. She's such a star.
I know. I love her.
So, update on Chef Ben's love life. He is no longer getting married.
Oh.
He posted on Instagram that he and his fiancée, Kiara, have decided to go their separate ways. Although he said he wouldn't discuss the reasons, he did write, "I'm excited to continue my culinary inspirations with my non-gaslit cooktop. After all, nobody deserves a troublesome flame."
Ooh.
So,
burn.
I like that.
Yeah. Aw. And then the comments about Kate's little boy started up again.
Right, of course. And Kate commented on the post and said, "I guess I need to start screening your, women in the future and make sure that they would make a good stepmom," or something like that.
Too funny. Funny. I love it.
Yeah.
So the internet sleuths have been working overtime this week, and they have discovered that Nathan and Gael are traveling together and perhaps still dating. They are sharing photos on their stories in the same places at the same time.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I think that's exciting. Even if they're just friends, that's great that they're still communicating and spending time together.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting to find out exactly what happened after they left the boat. So Carrie was on Watch What Happens Live last week. She was on with comedian Michelle Collins. And funny thing was, Michelle said Ellie looked like everybody's mom on the show. Bree said Ian talks too much. And Michelle said they must have edited him like crazy because he hardly says 2 words like the whole season.
Yeah.
So true.
That's interesting.
And they played a game called Swipe Right or Call It a Night. And Carrie said yes for Jax Taylor from Vanderpump. Ooh. And so I think we now know she's not watched like any Bravo. So good. Carrie did a great job. It's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Sandy for a stern talking to. Kelly, who do you choose this week?
I am going to choose the lines in the water that got cut on the tender while Joe was trying to get Captain Sandy and Leah to their dinner. There are too many of you. Not necessary.
Yeah. Not cool.
Not cool, dude.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our awesome producer, Grace. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. And you can always watch our episodes on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. We'll see you next week.